Hi everybody, it's Jeanette Vilda, and I'm sharing a junk journal for design project for Luise Heinzl. This uses her Feliz Navidad Christmas papers. A really gorgeous set. Such cute little characters and images. But I did sneak in a little bit of her other Christmas kit, which I don't remember the name. I will have a link down below. So this background paper here is from her other Christmas kit. And then, of course, using bits and pieces from my stash of different scrapbook papers and whatnot. And this is a chunky monkey. This one has 7 signatures. And decided I would do my ribbon binding method, which just gives this wonderful chunky bits of ribbon here at the side. And whenever I do that, I always stitch my signatures together first and then put them in with the ribbon. That just ensures that the papers don't move around. I mean, obviously with the binding them in with the ribbon, there's a bit of shifting with the signatures, but that ensures that the papers don't come apart. So I always do that when I'm going to bind it with the ribbon, which I actually really enjoy. I don't find that the ribbons get in the way inside, so I really like that. So this is a hard cover, and it's just some chipboard pieces, and then I used the Filmoplast T book tape to bind it, and obviously the red ones. Two things I like to use to bind, and this is one of my favorites. And then I did a lot of stitching on this book, which is why it's just absolutely, there's little fibers everywhere. So I had a lot of fun stitching on this book. And in real life, so the thread that I used, it has a pearl sheen to it. You're probably not going to pick that up on the video, but it has in real life, just a little bit of a sparkle to it, which I thought went perfect with Christmas. So with the Feliz Navidad kit, you get these cute little shaker balls, snow globes. So I don't know if you can see, what I did was use some glossy accents to make it look like a nice little glass ball. And there's a little Santa in there looking cute. The back is just that same background paper, and it's technically on the spine as well, but you can't see it because those are pretty chunky ribbons. Oop, there we go. Okay, so moving inside. I really went to town with the colors in this. The colors of the papers and the images from the Feliz Navidad kit have a lot of a deep green, a kind of a rosy red, and then golds and silvers. So I used quite a bit of that throughout. And so I've pulled out some different scrapbook paper that I had in my stash that kind of fit those same colors. And even with the red, I think it's fun. So there is just a lot of color explosion going on in here. And this is just a little book, so when I'm done with the project, I've usually got little bits left over, and I like to use the bigger pieces to make a little notebook. So that's what this is. And it's just stapled together, and then the back piece is glued onto the back of the scrapbook paper, and then just a bit of another paper over top to hide the staples. Really simple to make. And I've used a lot of Kool-Aid dyed paper, so there's a bunch of colored paper, and that's all Kool-Aid dyed. And then this is end paper from books, so when I take apart a book, I always keep all of the end papers. And this is a Christmas card that I found at a flea market and just sewed it in. So you have a little space to journal here and a little pocket here. And give me 2 seconds. I'm going to find the name of this because this is the other Christmas set. Okay, Christmas Eve. That's the name of the set because this tag, which has some ink on it, came from that same set, the Christmas Eve set. So that's the set that I used for the background paper on the covers. And also came with these really great little definition tags. And I used those throughout. And one of the pockets from the Feliz Navidad kit. And just some scrapbook paper. And then I did from a lot of the design pages are just have the cutest little characters on them, and I fussy cut out a bunch of them. And then if you watch any of my stuff, you'll know I absolutely adore glaze pens from Sakura, and I kind of had a ball, if you will. And you may not see it, but so for instance, the little balls on his antlers. I made his nose nice and big and then kind of colored in the bells and the thing. So just, in real life, it has a very, very slight rise to it. But the sheen makes it look, yeah, I don't know, you're probably not catching that with the video, but it just really just adds something to it. So I really like to do that. So I did that quite a bit throughout this book. And a piece of scrapbook paper to make a little pocket here for another scrapbook page. And then I happen to have in my stash a whole bunch of these different little cards from old postcards. And I can't remember if that had, oh, that's right. So I just backed it with another piece of paper because this original one was a little bit thin. So that paper had some nice lines, so you have a nice place to journal. And last Christmas, I made an advent calendar for my parents-in-law and had very little left of the paper. But you'll see this paper here that's all from that advent calendar. So, like I said, I always keep all my bits. More scrapbook paper. And again, this is the Kool-Aid paper. And then this is another piece from the Christmas Eve kit. These great little postcard images. And then just a little cluster of a whole bunch of stuff. And I found this was a music book, Christmas music book, that was, you could tell it had been, like she had taken a number of different pages from other music books and put them all together in a book, and she had sewn them together. And I say she because it had her little name on it. And she drew a little Christmas tree on the front of the book that she created. So adorable. And it was her little signature, and then it said 1907. So I just thought it was just awesome. And so I took a few pages out of that book. Heilige Nacht. I did a lot of stenciling throughout. So on the back of here, did a lot of stenciling and used those same colors, like the muted green, the rosy red, and silver and gold throughout. And this is one of the gorgeous design papers. So like I said, you can fussy cut these little guys out and use them throughout your books. It's just gorgeous papers. And aren't they adorable? They're just so cute. And then on this page, again, little bits left over, and I just made another little notebook. And this one is sewn onto the page. It's more Kool-Aid paper. This piece of scrapbook and one of those great little snow globes for one of the definition tags. A little sticker. So again, like I said, now you can see how it that one you can really see the glossy. And I kind of went nuts and went dotted, the different little pieces from that. It kind of looks like a cherry. So great. I don't know. And I had so much fun coloring, I had to pull myself back. Again, some stenciling. And then this page is from that same book made by the girl with some of the Kool-Aid paper. And then again, this is actually wrapping paper from some Christmas. So there's quite a bit of wrapping paper in here as well. And as well as the bits left over from the Advent calendar. So yeah, this is the wrapping paper. And it was pretty, obviously it's wrapping paper, so I don't want it to be too thin, especially if I'm going to have a pocket and everything. So on this side, I took a piece of music paper and first glued it on so that it was really nicely adhered to the paper. That gives it some good stability. And then stitched around just for looks. But that gives it its stability. And then we just have a piece here for journaling. Some more scrapbook paper for my stash. The Feliz Navidad kit has these great little banners. She always has these great banners in her kits. And then that's just stitched in with some other bits and another one of those definition tags. And some more scrapbook paper. And then this is, oh boy. Okay, there we go. This is a little, you could use it like a bookmark. It could be a belly band. Here I've used it sort of as a tuck spot for a bit left over from when I printed out the page so I could fussy cut out the little characters. I use all my bits. And this is a page out of an art book that I have. And I believe the artist is there. The gallery, it's Goethe or something like that. Yeah. Some scrap of paper. Here I also did some spray just to give it, you probably won't see it, but it's got a nice sheen to it. Little sparkle for Christmas. And then another piece of scrapbook paper. And then again, I use all my bits, so this is a strip from one of the design papers where I fussy cut out the little characters. And some of the Kool-Aid paper to give the paper some substance. Kool-Aid paper. And I think that Louise and I did the same thing because she was showing her junk journal using her kit, and she was mentioning going to a local store and going crazy buying some paper, and I did that last year, and I believe it's the same store. Excuse me. I have a sip of tea here. So again, here's the wrapping paper. And again, in the kit, you get these cute little triangles, and I just backed them here. So there's actually two spots here. Let me get one of the little tags, and I can show you. Here we go. So there's a spot there for a tag, and a spot here for a tag. And then another one of the postcard kind of images from the Christmas Eve kit. Oh, okay, now you can see. Yeah, I might have gone a little crazy. I love to color, so I just sometimes sit and have fun with going over and enhancing the image. They're so cute. And you can see, so the reindeer that from before is actually the same reindeer. I just paint, so this is printed full size. That one I printed 2 to a page. That gives you different sized images to play with to put throughout your book. This is more wrapping book. I keep saying that. Wrapping paper. Christmas wrap. There we go. And again, same thing. It's thin, so I just used some music paper to give it some substance so it wouldn't fall apart using it in the book. And then just bits in my stash to make a little card. And this was my favorite image in the whole kit. It's this little house. And so I had to have it in here just all by its little self because it's just so adorable. So I made him into a little pocket for one of the tags from the kit. And again, of course. But this one, I not only went in with the Sakura, the glaze pens, and again, you might not be able to see it in the video, but all the snow used a Wink of Stella to give it some nice glittery shine. And that's on some music paper. And again, it just adds just a little something. And I just love that. Some icicle stencils. And my father worked at the American Modeling Association and was always getting letters, and he kept all of the envelopes and sent to me all the little envelopes that he got. So this is one of the envelopes that he got, and I used it here as a pocket. So in one of the pockets from the kit, and then one of the journaling cards from the kit. And then in the envelope is another bit left over, made into a journaling card. And then I really love these little pockets. It's such unique pockets, and those are in the kit. And then another one of the definition tags. And then here's again another piece from I think this was from a Christmas card. And then backed onto some of the Kool-Aid paper. That's the other side of the envelope. This, of course, had the some of the sender information and the addresses, so did my best to cover it all up. And then again, just a bit that was left over. And I don't know, when I tear pieces off, of course you end up with the bit left over. And you could, even that out to be straight, but I kind of like leaving it as is. Oh, if I could get that. Hello. There we go. Kool-Aid paper. Oop. And again, one of the little clusters using one of the banners and another of the tags from the kit. And another of the cards from the Christmas Eve. And this one I really enjoyed too. I used still it's a Sakura, but it's just one of the, I think it's the metallic pins. And that adds some nice little sheen to it. And then here we have one of the pockets from the kit, and then just added some scrapbook paper to make another big pocket for some paper leftover pieces, making a tag, and one of the tags from the kit, which is just so gorgeous. And this is from a book, DDR book, and just the cutest little images in this book. So pretty adorable with everything. And again, you might not make it out. There's And I went over all the little dots again. I love doing it. Stenciling. Another one of the great shaped pockets. And again, you can probably see that. Went over it again with the pen and one of the tags from the kit. So they just make these really neat pockets. And then another pocket from the kit for another one of the definition tags from Christmas Eve. And this pocket is a bit left over from the other tag. And then again another, oops, he's upside down. Another piece of scrap paper and bits left over. And these little guys are in the Feliz Navidad kit. And you can obviously make it a little tag. Nice little hanger to put on the side of your book if you like. I think that's a page I didn't do anything to. I missed one. That's another sheet from the book. It's from DDR. And another fussy cut piece from one of the pages. And oh yeah, went to town on this one. Or the wrapping paper. And we have another page from the same book. And then another of the little snow globes. Another of the definition tags. And this is actually my gosh, how long ago was that? I'm going to age myself. About 20 years ago, I got a sheet of vellum words. And I believe it was Creative Memories. And I have held on to those suckers forever. And I have like 1,000 of them, and I never used them. And finally I used some of them in here. I don't know why I never used them. They're so pretty. And so here, I love it. Like I said, so here, kind of glossied in the windows, and the snow is all sparkly. Yeah, I had lots of fun with this one. And this came from a kit that you make to make cards. And so this is actually an envelope, which is why you have the two funny bunnies. And I just cut off all the other pieces to the envelope, sewed it up the middle, and then you got a pocket for two of the cards from the kit, or sorry, tags from the kit. Another page from that book. Isn't that just adorable? The wrapping paper. I said it right. And I think this is another page left over from the Advent calendar, another piece, and one of the really nice big tags from the Feliz Navidad kit. And more bits. Oop. And again, I went over, not all of the dots, to give it dimension. So, I love it. And then again, like I said, if you print it two to a page, you can fussy cut out the little images. And here he is big again. And oh boy, I didn't do anything to this one, boy. And this is another piece to that envelope. So I kind of used all the bits from the envelope. And when I made the Advent calendar had a window cut out of it. And this is the part that I cut out of it. So I thought, oh, makes a nice little page. So on this side we have one of the pockets from the Feliz Navidad, and another little fussy cut images from one of the things, and journal card from the kit. And this is a little glassine bag that I got at a local grocery store, and just fold it in half so the other half is somewhere else. But rather than cut off the end and make, a little tuck, I decided to stitch on another piece of scrapbook paper. Just gives it a little bit of a difference and gives you a nice big space here for a picture. And then another of the pieces from a postcard card. Have a bunch of them. And then makes a nice little tuck. Really had a lot of fun stenciling, as you can see. Another page, all glossied up. And this is the other side of the bag. So, and then here, a little tag made from one of the images from the design papers. The other side of the big cutout piece. One of the pockets from the kit, and this is a card from the Feliz Navidad kit and from the Christmas Eve. And here we got another little cluster of leftover bits for a piece that was ripped from, and like I said, I kind of like it. And again, maybe I went a little overboard. Yeah, it's just a tad. And another of the triangles from the kit. And another of the pages. Excuse me, fighting a cough. From one of that wonderful book. And then here I have a calendar and this little mouse. I think he has a name, but I don't remember what his name is. And so I just pulled out the December page from that calendar because he's just so cute. And with all the little animals, I thought it was perfect in here. And just decided to leave on I think that's kind of neat. And then the other side has been sprayed. And like I said, in real life, you would see the sparkle. Oh, you can kind of see it, can't you? And a piece of vellum from my stash that printed with some music. Another of the gorgeous papers. And then here, like I said, my father sent me a whole bunch of envelopes, and I just took the stamps from this envelope and put it on some scrapbook paper. So I thought that was pretty cute. I love those stamps. And then here we have this little tag made out from some of the bits. And then there's a tag here as a little pocket. And then here again is, I like to double up my triangle pockets. And we have another of the postcard cards from the Christmas Eve in this pocket. And then another little tag. More sparkle paper. And that's the other side of the calendar page. Sparkle, sparkle. And then in the back here we have another pocket, so you can put something in there. So that is my book, and as you can see, it is a chunky one. I hope you enjoyed that. Definitely go take a look at Luise's kits. Like I said, the two major ones, as you can see, was the Feliz Navidad, which is her new cute, adorable little Christmas kit. And then the other one I used was the Christmas Eve kit. So definitely go take a look. I'll have all the links down below. If you have questions or comments, please leave them and I'll get back to you. And thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.